Yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm Katie, and today I'm going to be reviewing a book recommended to me by Brian. Hey Brian! It's called Every Day and it's by David Leviathan. I actually wouldn't have picked this book on my own because I thought I saw it at the library, but I never really took it because I'm not really into contemporary books. But Brian, who recommended it to me, he is on a contemporary kick, and so he's been recommending books left, right, and everything like that. And I'm like, but when he recommended this one, it seemed really interesting because it's about a person and they travel from body to body. They only spend like one day in the body, and then the next day when they go to sleep and they wake up, boom, they're in a new body, new experiences and stuff like that. And so they're kind of like coasting along in the body. And they've been living like that for 16 years, but they can't like say if they're 5, they can't jump into a body of a 16-year-old. They can only jump into other 5-year-olds and then other 6-year-olds and so on and so forth. So in this one, he's 16-year-olds. Actually, in the book, the person's name is A, and they don't really see themselves as a gender because they could jump into guys, they could jump into girls and stuff like that. But I'm going to say he because the blurb assigned a gender to him and said he. So we're going to call him he. And his name is A. He goes by A. So he's been hopping from body to body and he's been fine and everything like that until he hops to the body of a guy named Justin. And Justin has a girlfriend, Rihanna. I kept thinking of her as Rihanna, so if I accidentally say Rihanna, I mean Rihanna. And he likes the girl and he likes her a lot. He's actually, going to fall in love and everything like that. But, of course, the next day he's not in Justin's body anymore. He's in another person's body. Oh, and Justin, he's pretty much a jerk. And so he's in another body, but he kind of wants to go back to the girl. So if he's in a body that's close enough to her, he kind of, visits, says hi, stuff like that. But at first she doesn't know that he's really the same person, even though they're different people visiting her and everything like that. And then he wound up telling her after jumping into a few different bodies. And at first she's kind of like, okay. But when he tells her the experiences that, of it being him, but through other people, then she starts to go, okay, maybe she believes him a little bit. And then also he jumps to another body of a guy named Nathan, who remembers the experience of being, I guess, possessed. But as other people, they don't usually remember. They have to kind of like, so they remember to went to Starbucks, but they don't remember they went to Starbucks to have a conversation with some girl, and then they did this and that, and the other. They just kind of remember, okay, we went to Starbucks. I don't really usually go to Starbucks, but hey, whatever, This one, the guy, he's like, I was possessed. I went somewhere. I drove all these places, and I woke up in the middle of the night in the car with no idea what was happening. So it kind of ends at midnight, like Cinderella, the whole body possession thing. So that guy who is trying to figure out what happened, he says he's being possessed by the devil, and he's getting a bit of media attention, which A isn't too happy about because if he gets big enough, then other people might go, hey, I remember I had that weird day one day, and then more people talk about it, and then kind of like he gets found out. So he has that to deal with, as well as, in the relationship with the girl Rihanna. Don't say Rihanna. So there's that. I really liked the book. I read it in a day, and then my sister, she picked it up and read it like that. She usually takes forever to read books, but she read it in a day too. So I enjoyed it. I usually don't read David Leviathan books. I mean, I read a few here and there, like Boy Meets Boy and a few others here and there. But I mostly like his collab books. Like I like Will Grayson, and I like Niko's Infinite Playlist and stuff like that. So I like his collabs, and then I like books he edited, like The Hunger Games. So he gets around and stuff like that. So I don't usually read his standalone books, but I really like this one. I enjoyed it. I really like the cover too, but the library kind of covers it so you can't see his full gloriousness. Also, what I like is that it wasn't. This is gonna be mildly spoilery, so if you haven't read the book and you don't want to be spoiled, run away. But give me a like. But what I liked about it is that it wasn't like the typical love story romance kind of thing where she loves him despite all the bodies he goes into and everything like that, because she it's a lot, if the person that likes you and you're maybe starting liking, but you're in a relationship with another guy at the same time, comes to you different persons every day. You don't know if it's going to be a guy, a girl, someone who's depressed, someone who's not, someone's skinny, someone's fat, someone's black, white, Asian, whatever. You don't really know. But you kind of, I also like that she starts to see him for him inside, but she still can't really, because you know a lot of people, how people relate to people is by what they see. You know, you unfortunately sometimes you make snap judgments about a person based on what you see, or you then you learn about more of them inside, but you're still seeing the same person, so you're like seeing the outside, and then the inside, what's inside gets added to the outside. But when the outside is different, it's kind of like you have to, I guess, reset every time. So I liked how they explored that and everything like that. And then also, so towards the end, it's kind of like, I mean, they really tried to make it work, but it kind of, well, it's not like, you know, rosy love bubbles and everything like that, so I'm not gonna spoil completely. And then when it came to the end, I was like, and I really liked the end. I like how it was set up, and I can't spoil it, so be sure to read the book, and then you'll know, and then you can write it down in the comments, and we can discuss things and spoil it for the people who haven't read it, but who cares? But anyway, so I really enjoy it. I'm also slightly jealous because I wanted to write a book kind of like this. Well, a person who's different, well, maybe not every day, but different body changes. Like I guess maybe once a month or something like that, but it didn't really work out how I wanted to, so I dropped it and languished off the bowels of my computer. But this is a good alternative. So I think if you're not really into contemporary, like I'm not really into contemporary, I think it's dead boring most of the time and kind of the same, but neither here nor there, don't kill me. So I think this is like a good book if you want to start getting into contemporary, or you read John Green, you want to see what other YA contemporary books out there. I think this would be, you know, a good step in the right direction. So check it out. Tell me what you think. If you already read it, tell me what you think. And be sure to check out Niko and her book 1 and book 2 of the Outside of Chronicles. Links down below. And I have a Twitter account. I'm still a baby Twitter noob, but you know, it's all good and fun.